my piece of teacher advice that I always say, I say it all the time, it is a learned skill to work your contracted hours.
You'll know real fast, and you can change schools. There's
It is
no shame in
okay
that.
to change schools.
That's
As a first year teacher, I just thought I was like,
That was it.
I was like, they're gonna be mad if I try. Baby, you can change schools within the district, and when they ask you why you want to change, you can be honest. But he came in, he goes, Miss Richardson, you smell like a funeral home. I said, oh my gosh. I said, why?
Flowers?
Right.
You beat me.
I said, what you mean? Like a funeral home? He said, like the people at the funeral home. The dead people?
Oh, that's funny.
Why? And they were like, don't ask why. Oh my gosh, like call the police. And they're like, you're actually supposed to call the Secret Service. Who? Do you have that number?
And then I got a second job, and it was comedy because I wanted to try out both of the lowest paying jobs in America.
You chose poorly.
Just to see if combined.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Teachers Off Duty. Really? Already?
Sorry.
I am Jess Smith, Teacher Tales of Miss Smith, and with me today are two very, very special people.
I feel like you're a talk show host.
That
was good.
Thank you.
It was giving like Oprah, Jennifer Hudson.
Today's show, if you would like to have me, I would love to join your team. I'm just kidding.
Teacher Tales of Miss Smith on Instagram. Hey, best friends. I am Honest Teacher Vibes on all social media platforms. And listen, people, we brought y'all a special guest. Tell the people who you are.
You guys don't know me. That's why.
You have no idea.
I have no
danger.
idea. They're like, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so
Yeah.
tell us who you are.
We'll let you say yo.
No, I'm Cory Michaelis, stand-up comedian, former teacher.
Yeah. How long do you teach?
12 years.
It's a lot of
12 years.
It's a lot.
Full-time teacher. Then I substitute taught for a while.
I bet you got some interesting substitute teacher stories.
Yeah, it's way easier. I would advise you do it. Everybody quit and substitute teach.
Everybody quit and be subs. You can go home when you want.
That's the first piece of advice.
Just quit teaching, go be a sub, and go home when you want.
I'm going to tell you how to spell my name because you know,
yes.
it's Cory and then it's Michael is how you spell
Thank
which
you.
I think is like easy, but people are always like, well, how do you spell Michael? And I'm like,
the
the three most famous American men ever are
okay.
Michaels,
Okay.
and we don't know.
You're such a teacher.
Michae.
You better phonetically,
folks.
Phonetically explain that. You better explain. Your little beach curls are looking real cute today.
Thank you.
So
Oh, sorry.
Your hair looks amazing.
Wow.
The beard is giving.
Fresh cut.
Took forever.
Have you seen that TikTok that is it's a guy and he'll take a picture and he'll be like comment like it's a girl's comment section? Like it's a girl comment and they're like, yes, queen, period. The beard is giving what it's supposed to get. Eyebrows are eyebrowing, slayed. Beard is
really
full. It was
clever.
Hilarious.
If ever I need a little boost in my self-esteem.
Women were in the comments saying, they were in the comments saying, oh, so y'all do listen or y'all do know. Y'all just don't care.
Don't care. So we have to hype ourselves up.
That's funny.
It was amazing.
That'd be a first year teacher thing to do.
Right?
Make posts like that and say,
he's an entertainer.
This is segues.
I love it. That's why I was like, this is a good little segue.
Right.
So we have like a running joke of segues for the comedy tour.
Oh.
If you've watched the podcast for any amount of time, y'all know that we do the most obnoxious segue into the comedy tour.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently we talk about it too long. And we need to talk about it for a long time because you still haven't come. That's why we keep talking about it.
Yeah. If you haven't come to a Board Teacher Comedy Tour, why? We're literally just like, why though?
You have to come and see KC not have his fly zipped.
If you have not seen this clip, please go to Board Teachers like social pages or the Board Teachers Comedy Tour social pages. Bri and I last night were rolling. Check your flies, everyone.
Let me just double check.
It's such a good clip of the funny things that happen at the Board Teachers Comedy Tour.
I gotta tell him. Casey is on stage. This lady slides a note onto the stage, and he it's folded. Is it folded or no?
Nope, just big, 8 by 12.
It was a full.
She's on the front row.
Sorry, 8.5 by 11.
Slid it onto the stage. Casey picks it up and goes, huh. and then he goes, oh, his fly was unzipped, and this lady said, your fly is down. The letter, the fly was drawn in bubble letters, and the lady, you're sitting on the front row. You are famous in my mind now.
Double exclamation point with the eyes of a smiley face
with
being
the
bottom.
Out.
With the tongue out.
Yeah.
And attention to detail.
I was at that show, and I will tell you can hear my laugh. Like my cat. It's not even a laugh. It's a cackle off stage.
Quiet on the set. Stage left.
It was so funny. I've never laughed that hard. And it was at a Board Teachers Comedy Tour.
It's amazing. I really have enjoyed the comedy tour. We've been doing it for 4 years now. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's fun. It's been one of the best experiences of my life. Yeah. We get to meet you guys, hang out, we get to laugh, have a good time. Yeah. We need from the teacher trauma that we're all laughing at our shared trauma. Yeah. So it's a fun time. Follow the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. We have like new show dates that'll be coming out soon for the fall, but
I think all the fall dates are out. Period. So we're going to Canada, Texas, California.
Canada?
Yeah. There's a lot of dates in Canada.
Ooh.
We love Canadians this fall.
Period, queen.
Yeah.
Period.
So Canadian teachers get those tickets. We're also like going to Australia.
Casey with the kangaroos is killing me. There is the flyer for the Australia tour. Have you seen this?
It's just a kangaroo popped up next to
No,
him?
it's Casey, and they photoshopped kangaroos on Casey's shoulders. I took a screenshot of it and I texted to him. I said, hey, bro, I'm going down under, are we? So we'll be in Australia, and it'll be a good time.
I'm so excited for the tour to get back up because you're on some of those shows.
I mean, we could make that happen.
Period. He's like, I don't know that.
I have to check my schedule.
I gotta check my schedule.
I've only done one Board Teachers Tour show, and it was very fun.
It was
in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I'm open.
And you've been doing stand-up for how long?
So I've been doing stand-up for 15 years.
That's awesome.
So there's overlap between teaching full-time and stand-up full-time. And
similar for Casey and
then
Devin.
I quit.
Period.
Yeah, I was
done.
Here. I mean, so where I live, you can take a year off, leave of absence, and then come back to your job at the end. Or a job at the end.
I was like...
Not your exact job. You get one in the district if you... So, like, you take a year off, and then you come back, and they go, hey, you coming back?
Come teach kindergarten.
Go, probably not. Exactly. So I taught high school, and always taught high school, and then I was like, so what would the job be? And they're like, well, middle school. I was like, you can stop right there.
I love him.
You can stop right there, and I will be done teaching quit. And
you wouldn't teach
middle line at middle school.
Did you sub middle school at all?
A little bit. Yes, I did substitute.
I love them. They're so hyper.
I love them too.
They're my little people, man.
Nah.
I teach sixth grade. Why? I love them. They hype.
Right.
What do you have against middle school?
Well, the middle school teachers first. Just kidding.
Okay. You're done. You're not on the tour anymore.
Okay.
What Judge Judy say?
Mr. Board Teachers, I need to make a call.
Cut that part.
No. They stink. Listen.
They do. Yeah, they smell like hot dog water. They smell like a cattle ranch. They smell like every layer of an onion. They smell like the underbelly of a whale. They smell like the dirty dishwater in the sink when the food is in there.
That's right. Well, that's very good.
Just are you okay? You ever walked in your classroom and
I might need to get.
Okay, just get her water. Listen, okay. This is true. But yesterday I'm not gonna say you made a great point. Somebody made a great point yesterday.
We don't know who.
That allows you to crop dust. Because how are they gonna know?
All the time.
How would they ever know?
All the time. I heard a story one time of a teacher, and she is a hero, because I would never. A kid farted real loud. And she was like, she's sweet. She was like, that was me. Because she was like, they knew they would have.
She took
it. And I'm like, girl, you are a G. Because the way I would have been like, that wasn't me. That was him.
That was there was a senior girl, the cutest girl, tiny, sweet girl. And she took the blame once in a group of students where there was a bunch of freshmen who were super nervous just in general, like entering this. And someone, a freshman boy, farted real loud, and she goes, "Sorry."
Queen behavior.
Just the sweetest.
Queen behavior.
That's like the nicest thing I've ever seen in a human.
I know. When a kid does something like that, you're like, oh, you are selfless.
Yeah.
Right?
I hope you win a Nobel Peace Prize.
Right?
That was amazing.
Like, I'll give you Teacher of the Year right now.
Speaking of Teacher of the Year.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
no, let's not put that pressure.
It's hard to get it your first year.
Yeah.
Teachers, Quiz is now Wayground. New name, same platform that gives teachers their time back. Start for free. Find any teaching resource you need, and we handle the grading. Let's give you some time back now with soothing nature sounds. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter. Ow, 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 ow. Create a free account at wayground.com. Still here? Reminder, find anything you need to teach for free at wayground.com. Okay, back to more nature sounds. Ribbit, 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 bzz, 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 bzz. Wee, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ga. Hoo, 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 hoo. Find free teaching resources and create an account at wayground.com. So this episode, we're going to be talking about some advice for first-year teachers, because this is my 7th year teaching. I taught for 9 years. And you taught for 12. Yeah. So I don't do public math.
No.
Okay, at all.
No.
Y'all better ask ChatGPT or use your calculator. But it's a lot of years between the three of us. I almost said the two of us. Really?
You don't do public math.
Whoa.
Please do not do public math.
But I think that we all remember our first year teaching. I definitely remember mine.
It's been a minute, but yeah,
it's like 12 years. There were a lot of cheers.
Yeah.
And I think this is a topic that a lot of us are pretty passionate about, because you sympathize with like people that's their very first year teaching.
Yeah.
And in today's climate, they don't tell you anything. They say, here's your classroom list. Good luck.
Right. You feel like you know so much because you have just come out of 4 years of college.
Mm-hmm.
You are like, you're very, very educated and you like feel prepared. And then you get thrown into a classroom and you're like, whoa, this is not.
Welcome to the jungle.
This is not like the 45-minute practicums that I was doing.
Had nothing on this.
No.
Had nothing. My best or my piece of teacher advice that I always say, I say it all the time, it is a learned skill to work your contracted hours.
Yep.
Because my first year teaching, I'll never forget this. There was a veteran teacher, and she was so mean to me about going to the school and being up there like after. And I understand what she was trying to say now, but at the time it made me feel a little shamed.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I don't know when I can get all this stuff done. Like,
right.
And so I had to learn like. I've learned how to work my contracted hours, but it took me 5 years to learn how to do that, because I am the type of personality, I have got to feel prepared at school. Like I can't. No first year teacher it's not really in their mind yet to be like, I'm leaving this stuff at work.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I guess there are some like PE. I don't know.
Hey, shots fired.
Hey, hashtag shout out to PE. They're like, dang, we be catching strays and we ain't even do nothing. I'm like, yeah, like that's the point. I ain't do nothing. Joking, guys. But for real,
it takes a 5 year. It takes a full college education or college.
Plus a victory lap.
Plus,
hey.
plus a little bit.
Yeah.
To learn what you learn in 4 years of 5 years, 6 years of college.
It's very much a hands-on type of.
Well, like, so like going back to like teaching in your contracted hours, like even now, I feel like you're not like, not to call you out, but like not like you're not necessarily doing that per se, because you are taking time. Like
we've been working on my curriculum in the car.
We've been working down here, like making content and. In your free time,
I have to feel prepared.
You are going over curriculum.
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah.
Because I can't, in my mind, I would rather spend the extra time to be prepared than to not. I just can't. I can't do the. That's just me. Like I can't do the. Well, if it doesn't get done, it's not going to get done. I'm going to leave. There are some days that I do that, but I can't. The sad thing is that everything compiles. If I do that, then I'll be more stressed out. And I'm like panic Patty, baby. Like my anxiety have anxiety. Like as soon as I wake up in the morning, my anxiety is like, surprise, shawty. Except it's not a surprise because I'm always here.
I'm still here.
We're rocking with you. So it was a learned skill, but I don't ever advocate for people working outside their contracted hours. But I do want first year teachers, if people are making you feel bad for working after 3:00, just you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You do what works for you, but also don't let anybody shame you if you leave at 3:00. Like you do you, but you do you.
I think it's important to learn the boundaries now, because as your life like gets a little bit more complicated, whether you have a partner, you have a family, you have other responsibilities going on.
Job.
As like
don't
life,
pay nothing.
right? As life gets
you only had
going,
right?
Oh, wow. Right. When you have to, I watch so many first year teachers not say no.
Yeah.
Just say yes to everything that was asked of them. I think because they thought, well, if I don't, then I'll lose this.
Right.
And maybe
maybe
you'll lose this.
I feel like it's a social pressure type of thing. Like it's a unwritten rule or whatever, but I'm like, I don't know is a complete sentence.
And you're also like kind of shamed because typically first year teachers don't necessarily have like the kids, the partners, the families, the houses.
So
they're like, oh, you don't have any of that stuff, so like why don't you do this?
I live in the South. People get married at 18. So by the time they graduate from college, they got 4 kids, a mortgage, and a good 401k.
Yeah.
I had a joke locked and look, I'm just gonna pass on that joke.
Appreciate you. He from Seattle.
Okay.
Hop in the comments, I'll tell you. And so people just assume, well, yeah, you can teach multiple different classes, you can coach.
Your time is not as valuable.
You can be you can lead this club and you can, but if you say no and then they don't have you back, you're just never gonna get a job again.
Right. This is a career,
presumably.
Yeah, but
not
there's
a
that fear.
job.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll get locked into a lot of those things you say yes to for a long period of time.
You will.
Because you're a good person, presumably, and you'll just go, well, so now I guess I coach freshman basketball for the rest of my life.
Right. The volleyball coach.
And you're like, I've not played it. I don't know it. I'm not not really a coach. It wasn't something that interested me.
Yeah.
But here we are.
We needed somebody.
And so
said, yes.
say no.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay to say no. And people are judging you less than you think they are. I was so self-conscious my first year teaching. I was like, because I'm have anxiety.
Sure.
I just would like panic about everything and I'd be like, oh no, I didn't turn that in on time. Oh no. And I like people are judging you less than you think. It's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves in certain the society and some of y'all's bad principles. Not my principle, because my principle is fantastic. But some of y'all's trash principles that put too much pressure on y'all. But also think about what unnecessary pressure am I putting on myself? Because you can't do everything. Like that. That's another thing too. You can't. We try because as teachers, we're natural hard workers. Like we want things to be done well, and we want to feel like we're serving the kids. But you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep anybody else warm. Do not set yourself on fire.
Yes. We got Inside Out, the movie, running around up here. And so
all up in my head.
I would say that a lot. I think that's a great point. Where I would say like, well, I just feel like everybody's, just talking trash about how well or poorly I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I remember these feelings. And then one time I told my principal, and he's like, you know what? Nobody's even thinking about you. Yeah. And I was like,
I think that's really
worse. That is way worse.
You're not as important.
I was like, I need attention, actually. Maybe I should stir some shit up.
You're not as important as you think you are in other people's brains.
Me most people are the main character in their own story.
Right.
That helped. My twin told me that. Because I have, I always am like, oh no, they're probably thinking.
There's 2 of you?
I'm
just kidding.
They're like, my sister's name is Made to Rise. I loved how Vinny used to say Bria's name. Made to Rise.
Made to Rise just came across my feed.
Oh, is that?
That's her name. But people say they always read it as Made Tortoise. And I'm like, You added words.
Well, that's you added some letters and.
But she told me, she said,
some
Bri,
people can't do math, some people can't spell well.
But she said, no. She said, what you're. She said nobody's thinking about you that much. She said most people are self-centered, like they're the main character in their own story. And I think about, I thought about that. I said, I don't think about every like minute detail that other people do. So
and
like,
the folks who are thinking about you are probably doing it because they're a bit insecure themselves, and so it's not it's not as if they're the people who know what's supposed to be going on.
Right.
And you mentioned, this is so important, you walk into those first days like, I know so much. I read about a thing.
Yeah.
I read, and you just being humble early, I think, is huge. And you get the respect of some of these people you're worried about, and then they'll turn their judgment, if they're having it, into help. They will help you if you're humble. If you're coachable, because
some first year teachers do come in like on some, and I'm like, hey, you gotta chill, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
That person's been teaching for 20 years. Don't speak to them like that.
Right.
Like don't do that. And I'm like, if you meet one of my favorite quotes, if you meet one a-hole, they're probably an a-hole. But if everybody you meet's an a-hole, you're probably the a-hole.
There's a common denominator.
Yeah, you are the common denominator. Don't do math.
And if you don't do math, you don't know what that is. But
ask Chat.
It's an idiom.
Chat tells me everything. Chat tells me everything. Chat is my therapist. I've been talking to Chat.
Is it just Chat, or do you have a name for Chat?
Chat. Chatisha GPT. That's my friend, Chatisha.
Chatisha, that's very funny.
Chatisha, she helps me. I'm like, bestie, these kids can't understand central idea. Help me.
Help. These kids can't.
Right. Well, I literally can't. They turned that off at my school, and I literally was like, I was using
I would
that.
be under my desk, like on my phone, being like,
I have to connect it to my hotspot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to copy and paste this into a Word document. I can't do it from my phone.
So phone, that is it.
You tried to do a Google Doc on your phone. Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
I need to print this right now. My principal's about to walk in and I don't have anything. All right, can someone explain to me why we're spending weeks drilling kids on the parts of a plant? Say it with me, photosynthesis. But we're not teaching them that credit cards aren't just magic plastic money dispensers. Like, hello, maybe swap out one of those state testing units for How Not to Go Broke 101. When I was 13, I saved up for months babysitting the neighbor's feral children just so I could buy a new pair of basketball shoes. And I treated it like it was the freaking Hope Diamond. It taught me patience, hard work, and that maybe babysitting is not for me. Honestly, I remember that lesson way more than how to find the area of a trapezoid. So now, as a teacher and a parent, I'm all about making sure my own kids learn how money actually works. That's why we use Acorns early. It's basically a genius little debit card and money app that grows with them. They can track chores, set savings goals, and spend what they've earned, all while I sit back with real-time alerts and make sure they're not blowing it all on Roblox. It's like a financial literacy class, minus the pop quizzes and me threatening to flip desks. We use Acorns as a family, and you totally should too. If you want your kids to learn money doesn't just magically appear out of your Starbucks cup, check out Acorns early. It makes raising financially smart kids way easier. And let's be honest, that's one less life skill they'll need to learn the hard way. Ready to teach your kids a smart way to earn, save, and spend? Get your first month on us when you head to acornsearly.com/TOD or download the Acorns Early app. That's 1 month free when you sign up at acornsearly.com/TOD.
You're like Creed Bratton, who thinks he's on Twitter, but he's nowhere documented.
I'm like, dude,
wait, what?
You gotta chill. Yeah.
This is interesting with first year teachers for me because it's been, I guess, 7 years since I've been ahead of first day of school. Phones must be insane, but you must want to use yours.
Mm-hmm.
How do you?
My school.
So what is
that's
there?
Like not a thing. Like we
not an issue.
We're standing up teaching. Like I don't. The kids, used to teachers like we don't do that.
Yeah.
At my school.
Yeah.
We
use
don't.
it.
Yeah. I mean, like we use our phones, but
sure.
like not like we're not just like on our phones. Apparently,
right.
Apparently, Peyton's kindergarten teacher, who was our kindergarten teacher, got fired because she was always on her phone. And I said, "Oh, is that why Peyton stabbed somebody with a pencil? You
Oh, no.
want to watch?" And I'm like, "No, can't blame the teacher. That was your kid. She stabbed them of her own accord."
Whoopsie.
But I'm looking for an excuse.
Typical parent looking for an excuse. No, that's true though. If I wasn't a teacher, I'd be like, "She only stabbed them with a pencil because you weren't watching her."
See how
and
it
I'm like,
sneaks up on you? You're
How
like,
quickly
oh my
it happens.
gosh.
Right, just because she wasn't looking doesn't mean you know
The mama bear comes out real
I know.
fast.
The mom,
My angel would never.
Girl, a demon. Lucifer
was an angel
My
as well.
mom-
So I just
masquerading.
My mom made so many. She came to my defense so many times when I was younger,
Aw.
which is sweet. And also, I was like, "Oh, she's wrong right now." But
I
I did
do
that.
that.
And I was because I was a really good kid. So
Mhm.
when anything was off that at
Yeah.
all, it made her go, "Well, that can't be." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, it was."
I
You
wish
know,
I could
crazy.
give advice about how to deal with parents and first year teachers, but I'm like, this is my year 7. I still am trying to figure it out.
I think that they're gonna be like looking at you as fresh meat and like they know more than you.
I got something. I got a tangible thing for
Good. We love
so
a tangible
was
thing.
there? We had an open house at the beginning
Yeah,
of
we
every
did,
year,
yeah.
Yep.
and you just really kill that thing,
Yeah.
like
Over the top.
just dressed to the nines, prepared. Don't let them get a word in edgewise in
Not
that
gonna let them get a
however
word
whatever
in
that we
edgewise.
had like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
and I prepared a 17-minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just really clear on what the kids were going to learn, what I intend to do, what my philosophy was, all these and like I had slideshow, and they just kind of go, "Well, I don't need to worry about this one this year."
Yeah. I've not
And you
ever
don't
thought
have
about
to
that.
you don't have to necessarily, I mean, you don't have to tell people you don't have to go like, "Well, I'm a first year teacher." and I know-"
Right, yeah.
You
don't
just
be
go
ashamed
and
about
you're
it,
like
yeah.
strong, confident. And that might be, the
That's
hardest class all
really
year
good
you can
advice,
teach is
Cory.
that group of folks and every year if you have that, and then they're not, I just feel like they leave going, "All right, so that's one, we got 6 classes like high school, 6 classes, that's one of the 6. I don't really have to."
Yeah.
That's
that
true. High
one's
school
a
teachers, you
control.
can kind of like blend in with the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Elementary teachers, we're the
You're
ones
the
on
one.
display.
Yep.
Feet tall.
Yeah.
Yes, oh man. Well,
I
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't have any advice for elementary school teachers, but
Middle school, they're feral. Just do your best to survive.
Smelly and feral, and high school. So yeah, I mean, just really be prepared for that and do well. And I think that, and you're not. I mean, you're faking it to make it a little bit, but believe that that's the stories we tell about ourselves are true, and everything we think about ourselves may or may not be true.
Facts.
And so just there's no advantage to thinking that I'm not going to be able to do this well. And so believe that you're going to be able to do it well and be humble and combine those two together. And I think you're off to a good start that way.
Yeah.
Every year, not just first year.
And never judge your teaching career based off your first year of teaching. If
Never,
I thought
never,
that my
ever,
entire
ever.
teaching career was going to be like my first year of teaching, I'd be like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
quit.
Yeah.
It gets better. Like,
And
at
again,
some
like
point.
it's about the school too. Like if you're not,
It
if
is
you're
about
in the
the
wrong,
school.
if you're in the wrong school,
Yep.
you'll know real fast.
Yeah.
And you can change schools.
It
There's
is
no shame in that.
okay to change schools.
That's what I.
As a first year teacher, I just thought I was like,
That was it.
That was it. I was like, they're gonna be mad if I
Yeah.
try. Baby, you can change schools within the district, and when they ask you why you want to change, you can be honest, and if they don't sign that paper to let you transfer within the district, they tell you everything you need to know. You better find outside the district, go to a different district. You can. It's okay if the place that you're at is not working out for you,
Right.
and you want to go to a different.
And you'll
school.
know.
And there are good schools out there.
There
And
are
if
good
you end up
schools.
teaching at a school where your principal sucks and the culture there is bad, every school is not like that. Every school is not a toxic culture. Every school has its problems. But you find a school, because you have to be able to survive this place. You're there 40 hours a week, sometimes more than that. 9 times out of 10 more than that. And it's 180 days. It's okay to want to feel safe at work. It's okay to want to feel like you're not losing your freaking mind. And it's okay to want to work with like decent coworkers and not, deal with psychotic situations.
Yeah.
Well, the psychotic situations, that's going to be everywhere. So, because that's education.
Right.
Well, they do take advantage. That's why the saying no is huge, because they will take advantage of first-year folks. And, it's like when I started, I taught like 3 subjects my first year.
Sorry?
And, what's that?
Sorry?
What's that?
3 subjects?
Sorry, is that?
Oh, this is a Southern thing.
Sorry.
Is that a Southern thing?
I'm
That was a
Seattle-ish.
question. Oh, good
yeah.
Lord. Bless your heart.
Don't do geography.
Do you know what that means?
Northern.
You taught 3 subjects?
Well, yeah, world history. They had me teach.
Oh, okay.
They had me teach U.S. history.
So it's within the history.
And then they taught, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was
I was thinking math, science,
then-
English. I was like, God,
They wanted me to teach we had a senior. Oh, yeah. Well, they did.
Crazy.
They will do that
That's
if you
what
don't.
Tyler said. They did do that to Tyler. He had like
Even if you're
multiple-
not certified, like if you have to, they just have
like
to.
you're a human.
You're gonna do this, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, am I?
Got any felonies?
I taught sex ed because those who can't do. Is that okay? It's too late.
I'm new here. Is that okay? Yes.
But my friends were like, "Oh wow, you must be like smart, like all that." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm one day smarter than a 14-year-old."
Oh my gosh, for real. One of the kids
in
was
the back of the book.
You spelled onomatopoeia wrong, and I was like, "That's a hard word to spell. You come up here and spell it." I was like, "Just playing. Sit down."
Close your eyes and spell it.
I was like, "You made 100 on the DRP test. I know you know how to spell it. Sit down." Took the same test and made an 82. You ever took a test that your kids took and you made a lower
Why
score?
would I ever do that?
Oh, never have I ever done that.
Maybe it's a middle school thing, but I took because I'm petty and I wanted to argue about, not with the kids, but the people who make these state tests. I wanted to argue. I want to fight because 55 questions and 6 trillion passages. I am 35, been on this earth for good 35 years, and I missed like 10. And one of the other kids only missed like 4. And I was like, oh, wow.
Wow,
okay,
I'm doing
we
a really good
interpreted
job
that.
teaching.
I said, you can come up here and teach the class.
I'm doing a really good
I
job
was like,
teaching.
I made a lower score than her, but I hate the.
But that's
same
well,
text,
that's a good trick too. The kid in the class that thinks they know it all.
Oh yeah, you
perfect.
Come up here and teach.
Right. Awesome.
Read ahead.
Yeah.
And do a presentation.
My friend said I read the passage at the same time the kids did. I said, ain't that the passage you're teaching? And she was like, yeah, but I can annotate on the fly. I'm like, you gotta be prepared.
That is that tough balance, being prepared versus like, well, so stand up now, right?
Are you a planner?
Yeah, were you a planner or were you a
I intended to be very prepared all the time, but that's the
love
biggest.
That. Same, yeah.
So that's the most difficult part of teaching for me was when I wasn't.
Yeah.
I had sophomores and seniors for the most part, and they're intelligent. They know stuff,
and they know when you don't know stuff.
And
they're like,
I don't know
you ain't
everything
today.
about the history of the world.
Yeah,
like I was better at teaching critical thinking and how to write and research for argumentation. Yeah, which is like why I taught world history and wanted to. And so they would know specifics. I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I'm not, I've forgotten that, or I never learned it, or
random TikToks about,
right.
The Civil War.
Yeah,
right. Like, battles and names. I don't know names of generals.
I'm like, that was a president?
Don't know that that's
I didn't know all. I was like, I thought that was a beer brand.
That's really funny. Samuel Adams. Wow. All right. Okay, if you say so.
Like that parent.
But I would just sweat when I wasn't prepared, and I would be so anxious and so nervous when I was. And the same for like stand up now. I do stand up, and when I go and I'm not prepared, that's when I'm anxious and nervous.
Yeah.
And so
the
preparation is so big, it's so huge. But then how do you balance that? And so, but there's ways to be prepared where it isn't just all you.
It's okay to get
allowing
help from teachers pay teachers.
Yes, and literally, I mean, we joke about the kids doing stuff, but allowing them to do things. Creating an environment in the classroom for 50 minutes where you're not on the hook for knowing everything.
Yeah. Well, it needs to be a dialogue, not a monologue. Now, that's one of the things that I learned. There's a book. I always recommend these books to teachers. Everybody gets mad about Harry Wong, First Days of School. Listen, veteran teachers, I know y'all hate the book. It's understandable. My first year, it helps me understand what needed to be organized and what now. I love 180 Days by Penny Kittle and Kelly Gallagher. when kids can't read and what teachers can do. I don't know the author of that one. And Teach Like a Champion is a really good. It's a really good book. Have a realistic expectation of yourself and what you can do. You don't have to do every single thing in these books. It's impossible. Pick what works for you. But that First Days of School book that everybody hates and gets mad about, I had never been a teacher in a classroom. The only time I'd been in a classroom was when I was a student. Yeah. And there were just things that I didn't know, things I wouldn't even think about. And it taught me like academic procedures and classroom procedures. Classroom management. There's a difference between academic procedures and classroom management procedures. I didn't know.
I remember being like my first day of school, like actually like a lot of my first days of school, going through, you know, our procedures. And then a kid would ask a question like, well, how do we do this? Like, where do you want us to turn this in? And I'm like,
oh, right. I just thrown it on and in the trash.
Didn't get to that in my brain. But yeah.
Those are good books. I prefer Clifford, the big red dog. And he's great. That's the book
he needed Emily and she chose him for her own.
Well, and I think so. This is okay. And I don't know if this was a coaching thing that we learned.
Did you coach?
I coached girls basketball, girls tennis, and golf.
Nice.
So just basically a van driver. It was my job. And then I got to play tennis and golf.
It was
really great.
Cool. Yeah.
I would coach golf. It's very fun. That's my advice. Coach golf your first year. So
have that.
You can't. It's hard to get that job. They don't give them up. But the advice was, he said, a coach came to him with this big binder of like all the rules for his team. These are the rules for my team. And he goes, I don't have to read it. I just need to know where in here does it discuss what happens if they steal a helicopter. And the coach was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, if they steal a helicopter, what do you do there? And he's like, I don't have that in the. He's like, there's so many things they're gonna do and they could do that isn't in there. And now you have bound yourself to these rules, this big rule book, and instead you could have 4 or 5, because kids try and break rules. People try and break rules. But you could have 4 or 5 standards and people try and rise to standards. And so the big thing, he was like, have standards for your team that posted on things, on everything that the kids want to rise to. And then, you know what covers stealing a helicopter? Be respectful to the property and the people around you. That covers stealing a helicopter. And so you're going to have your 5 standards are going to cover everything that could possibly happen. So you don't have, because then, well, okay, so what's the consequence? This isn't the federal government where we have to have, like, you know what I mean? Which, good thing.
They be doing the most.
But you can just go, and then we'll figure out the consequence for that because this is the first time that's happened.
Right.
And, you know, whatever. So, and I think that applies to the classroom.
Yeah, that's really good.
And, you know, I mean, coaching, it's all sports analogies for me, but like,
I love some sports analogies, man.
If they feel a little bit like they're a team as opposed to these competing against each other, and we're all on a team here trying to make create something this year. Yeah. Then they'll, I think, be more likely to rise to standards than and kids who generally feel a bit left out might feel a part of something. And that might be easier for you.
Right. Because if kids don't feel respected, they're like, if I don't feel respected, I'm immediately like, I don't like you. You're disrespectful. You're rude. Like an adult.
Right.
And like if another adult is like immediately rude or disrespectful to me, like, because people's perspective and people's perception is their reality. Even though, you know, little people have a little jaded, our students, our little people, they have a jaded like perspective sometimes, but they've only been in the world for a certain amount of years. And so it's our job to teach the younger generation, and some things they just don't know. They don't know that what they don't know that they don't know. They think they know, and there is a way to approach it, even when a kid's being disrespectful, and this is things I've learned over the years, because my first year, like, I would go back and forth with them. I don't do that anymore. Like, but it helped after I had a kid.
Yeah.
Because when she started going to school, I thought, ooh, how would I want her teachers to talk to her?
Right.
And I started thinking as a mom, like, would I want somebody to say that to Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just grow over time, like, as a teacher. You're doing the best that you can, hopefully. If you don't like kids and you're mean to them, quit. Like, there's a difference between being fair but firm and being hateful.
And the kids, and here's the thing is that the kids know the difference.
Yes.
And they can tell when you respect them. They can tell when you're talking down to them. And I think you have to draw that line. You have to be the responsible one. You have to be the authoritarian in the classroom. But just because you're an authority does not mean that you are disrespectful. Does not mean that they don't deserve any less from you.
And we all have days where we beef with 12-year-olds. Like,
I argue with my 4-year-old. And I'm like, what am I doing?
My 7-year-old. I'm like, why are you this way?
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you talk about me like this? I just bought you a princess dress. Now I'm gonna yeet it to the trash.
What am I doing? Like, right now,
it just happens sometimes, man. Especially if you teach middle school, they just come in on. Sorry, one of my students came in and, like, literally, and he's like a kid I love, man. He just always, like, doing the most all the time.
Yeah,
not have a chill bone in his body. I think he's gonna be the mayor of a city one day, but he's a lunatic right now. Like, but he came in, he goes, Miss Richardson, you smell like a funeral home. Oh, I said, oh my gosh. I said, why?
Flowers?
Right.
You beat me. Nice work.
I said, what you mean? Like a funeral home? He said, like the people at the funeral home. The dead people? I said, no, I said, this what soap and water smell like. Take a bath. Like, you're not used to this fragrance. It's called soap and water. Don't hit the hot spots. Wash your whole body.
He's like,
submerge your body.
He hit you with formaldehyde, and you were like, how do you know that word?
Right.
Good for you, but what?
But like, what? This is the same kid who told me if you bury a family member on your family's property, you don't have to pay property taxes. I'm like, you are 12.
Legally bury one, or just in general?
I was like, a dateline burial or a family burial? Like, you murk somebody in there,
dun dun.
Feet under. He's like, no. I mean, I don't know. If you bury somebody, I'm like, why did you bury somebody? I'm a mandated reporter. Don't answer that. You have the right to remain silent.
Never mind.
But they just, and kids will try for teachers they like. Mm-hmm. They will, because we try for people we like.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like somebody's disrespectful and they don't care about me, I have no vested interest. Yeah. I'm not gonna. I just am not. I'm like, right. I'm not gonna go like above and beyond because you're hateful.
Yeah, right.
And so the kids, if they feel like you don't like them,
yeah.
And it's not even about we like them or we don't like them. It's about that we are one of the, other than their parents, we are one of the first authority figures in a kid's life. And especially nowadays, like our generation, or even our generation, but this generation, like, they are taught that they can disrespect authority. And I'm like, that is unrealistic for the real world, because you can't do that. You lose your job if you disrespect authority. You can go to jail. If you disrespect, like, school is teaching them boundaries, teaching them how to be productive members of society. Right. And so I just but it's things I've learned over time. Like, I try not to argue with them. Yeah. And I try to say, like, hey, because I'm not going to ask you to do anything unreasonable. Right. Like, write a paragraph.
I'm not here to make your life miserable.
No.
Yeah.
But
and like, boundaries are super important, and it's super important to stick with them.
Yeah, don't come
throughout
my
the
desk.
year. Yeah,
yeah.
Do not do this at all. Like,
how'd you even get that?
Is that my flare pen?
Put it back.
But I think it is really, really important to have those boundaries, because, you know, sometimes these kids are coming into school, they have no boundaries at home. There's like, it's a free range at home, and that works for some families. It doesn't work for necessarily a community in a classroom.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's when it's really, really important to keep those boundaries, because boundaries help us know what we're supposed to do.
And kids sometimes don't realize that they like boundaries. Like,
right.
The kids,
they have no idea.
They don't. And I, you would think that, like, kids like it when they're like, oh, there's no rules. Like, if I've watched kids sometimes where they're in a classroom, like, if they're is a teacher that doesn't necessarily like have, you know, good classroom management, or they're trying to figure out their classroom management, or sometimes if there's a sub, you know, kids come in and see a sub. I did this when I was in school. Come in and see a sub and I'm like, ooh, a party. You know what I mean? And so I've watched classes before where the kids, like, you can see they're just like, this is like really too chaotic.
Yeah.
And they get to their next class and it's like a calmer environment because there's clear structure and clear back. They may not necessarily recognize like that the
specifics of what's happening.
But they know what to expect. When they go into a room that's chaotic, they're like, I feel overstimulated.
Predictability is calming. That's why we watch the same shows over and over and over again. Because it's very, as a millennial, like I watch the same shows over and over because I know what's going to happen. Nothing is going to surprise or scare me.
And Vampire Diaries.
You and the Vampire Diaries.
The amount of times that I have seen the originals, and that Klaus Michelson is my favorite villain of all times.
Parks and Rec and Schitt's Creek.
I love Schitt's Creek. Oh my gosh. I try to do like so many memes from.
All right.
I haven't seen New Girl.
Yeah.
I need to. I tried because I tried to watch Gilmore Girls and I was like,
you would love New Girl.
I can't get into this. I tried to watch Friends and I couldn't.
Did you just know that? So you see those? This is so off topic, but I can't not.
We're
it's a map of the most watched Netflix shows in each state. You can do that. You can do it with other types of film as well. And Gilmore Girls, the only state in all is Gilmore Girls is most popular. It's usually like Scandal or like, you know, all these like
Scandal
and. Gilmore, Utah, which is so funny
to
me because they were like, you know, the craziest we can get is a single mother from Connecticut. That is
any further than that.
Yeah, other than that.
That is hilarious.
But I was so shy. I was like, because every other, it's like all this, like, Making a Murder back when that was a thing, or some sort of
that was
podcast,
an insane show,
like true crime, just like true crime across the entire.
Dateline.
We're all like, how do I not get murdered?
Gilmore Girls.
I'm watching this
Gilmore Girls.
Anyway,
that's a really good fact.
It may not be current. This is a couple years ago, but
I
know. I'm sure it's changed
most
now. But
in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, in your state, check your state. That's what it was. Tiger King. Oh my gosh,
Tiger King.
That's Tiger King. I mean, did you? I didn't like the guy.
The show
he was the hero of the
documentary.
documentary. That's like crazy.
No, the show itself.
No,
hashtag Tiger King for president.
Yikes.
Was trending for like weeks and weeks. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
I think it's because of TikTok. The Carol Baskins song just took me out. Killed her husband, whacked her. I mean, like, it was just a whole thing.
She was, that's why he was the hero, because she was the villain, I suppose. But like, Tiger King for president, so crazy. Like,
was that a thing?
Yeah, well, habitual liar, narcissist who's been accused of federal crimes
could
never be president.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I didn't say which president.
Yeah, I mean,
we just figured out Blue's
Clinton.
I did not have. No.
Rewind. We're off.
Rewind.
Patience. You were talking. So you were talking. So I think patience encompasses a lot of what.
I love this so much. You just never know what conversations are going to pop off in your classroom. Ooh, elementary teachers don't ask. What is it? The elementary teachers say, "Don't ask why" or questions or whatever. They're like, "Don't ask follow-up questions."
Do not.
If they're like, "Guess what my mommy did yesterday?"
Oh, you don't ask them follow-up questions?
I had to. I watched my friend's class so she can go to the bathroom. And kindergartner was like, I said, "Where'd you get that money from?" I was like, "You're like 6. That's like $20 in your pocket." He's like, "My dad lets me keep the money that don't print right."
Oh, that's funny.
Why? And they were like, "Don't ask why." That didn't happen to me, but somebody sent me that story.
Funny.
And
that
said,
is so
and I'm like,
funny.
"Who do you?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, call the police, and they're like, "You're actually supposed to call the Secret Service." Who do you guys?
You.
Do you have that number?
I don't.
I'm like, if your daddy slide me 5 racks, I won't say nothing.
I mean,
and they gotta be 5 real racks, not the
ones that
print right.
bad.
Print it right.
That is so.
You just never
I'm
know.
impressed that anybody has a printer that works. That's, I mean, how do you even
listen? Use your it's y'all's called an EFF card.
I don't know.
The card that they give you for school supplies.
No,
I've never heard of this.
Or y'all don't get this?
No.
Oh,
well, I don't.
okay.
You know.
It's not that
You
much. It's not. It's gone the first day of school.
You get a little gift card, and they're like, "Here."
They're like, "This is your tax-free to get some school supplies." I'm like, "Okay, I can buy 5 pencils with this," and then it's like gone at the beginning of this.
I got
like get a whole cart at Staples.
So I don't know.
They're like, "Your card says insufficient funds." I'm like, "Yep, sounds about right." But you get like a card where you buy school supplies at the beginning of the school year, and there are schools where there are teachers that have to buy their own printer, their own paper, and their own ink.
Well, good luck. We have.
Devin actually told me that. I was like, your own printer, ink, and paper.
We have robots you can like have relationships with and kiss on the lips, and we have AI and chat T-shirt will tell us everything.
Talk about it.
And we can't get a printer. The ink for printer costs more than the printer, and the printer never works. And that little hotel lanyard that goes on your door never stays on. Can we get that fixed? Every time I open the door, bags in hand, the do not disturb hits the floor. I close the door now, and I
do you leave it?
Do not disturb my room. I don't want anybody in my room. I don't want anybody in my hotel room. Well, I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody that's not invited to my hotel. Do not disturb. And then I open that door and it falls, and then the door closes, and I beep, and I get that and put it back.
Also,
they will not stay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like these.
That's all I want.
Wow,
I want to know why we don't have. If we have electric paper towel dispensers,
yes,
and hand dryers, why is the toilet paper not an electric? There needs to be an electric toilet paper because people nasty.
Whoa,
nasty.
I'm sorry. If that would be a nightmare. Can you imagine?
Nope.
Because I mean, okay, this might be a
Is this
TMI
poop on this?
conversation.
TMI.
There might be a TMI conversation.
That's how teaching is, though.
Good thing it's just the 3 of us.
But the
sorry,
paper.
2 of us.
If we're doing Bri math.
Ooh, I like that. Circle back or whatever it's called.
Callback.
If there was an electric toilet paper dispenser, okay, have you ever put your hand underneath the paper towel and it gives out like this much, and you're like, I have giant man hands. Like it will cover one.
Jeff,
I'm sorry,
Jeff. Your wife has man hands.
It's fine.
Do you agree? Comment, Jeff.
Jeffrey,
should we do it?
Like, do
should we
you
do
want to
it?
sleep on?
Oh, same size.
Yes.
I ooched up a little bit.
I can palm a basketball.
Yes. I'm scooching mine. I thought I had big hands.
I have big hands.
Right.
So anyway, like the little piece of paper towel that comes out.
Like
it's
it's
not
not
enough.
even cover your hand.
So can you
So
imagine
I see where you're
sitting
going here.
in the bathroom?
I smell what you're stepping in.
Well, I'm imagining
And then-
it right now.
and then-
Poop on the.
yeah.
Like a Sparrow Square, like that.
Maybe it's
Just
Charmin.
Yeah, what?
She's like,
On what
public
paper
bathroom
towel.
has
budget?
Charmin?
It's brown paper towel.
Interesting.
I can see myself through the toilet paper. No way.
The brown
This
paper
ain't
towel.
too loud.
I forgot about the brown paper towel.
I hate those.
Just move that water
Yes,
around
sorry.
on the table.
It's
Nothing
disgusting.
makes me want to gag more
Brown
than
paper
the
towel.
wet brown paper towels.
The nurse gives them. The people come back from the nurse sometimes
Yes.
with a wet paper towel. When I was in
Yes,
Around
for like
blue
their headache
gel.
or whatever, and
school,
I'm like,
it's just moist and hot. Take it off. It's not cold.
Remember being in? Okay, so I remember being in elementary school, and the kids that would go all the time to the nurse. You're like, oh, you're gonna be an interesting adult.
Going to the
Just the
nurse.
nurse.
Can I take my ice pack back
All
to the nurse?
the
No.
Intriguing.
No, absolutely
so
not.
you just need attention.
So
I
advice for first year teachers: those brown paper towels, just throw a sheet of paper down and clean it up. The notebook
Nasty.
paper will clean it up faster. Because I was going to tell you'll probably have to get some paper towels, but don't spend your own money.
Don't spend your own money.
That's it. That is advice, but it's
hard.
teachers. It is inevitable. You teachers. We ain't advocating spend your own money, but a lot of teachers do, and that's sad.
Yeah.
We should not have to.
Yeah.
We should not. That meme that's like a teacher
Teacher-funded classroom versus
a
government.
state-funded classroom. It is disgusting.
Yeah.
How much of teachers' own money they spend.
Yeah.
We already don't make any money.
No, right.
Like once I started social media, I was like, how was I surviving
Right.
before I started social media?
Right.
Like I mean I had a second job, but like it still wasn't paying. Like I still was like barely scraping by, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it is disgusting that we don't pay teachers a livable wage in this country. It's
and then
disgusting.
I got a
It's
second
disgusting.
job, and it was comedy because I wanted to try out both of the lowest paying jobs in America.
You chose poorly.
Just to see if combined, our powers combined, we may equal one full-time paying job. But then I quit.
You quit.
I quit.
Now I have one of them. But I did substitute teach for a while after. So I substitute taught before I started teaching full time. I don't know if you guys did as well.
I did. I substitute taught before I started.
And then
that's how I got into teaching full time.
So then after it was so easy, and I think there's a lot to be learned. Like, I wouldn't say substitute teach, but there is a lot to be learned from substitute teaching after you've taught.
That's true.
Because the stakes are so low that your patience can be very high. And I would just sort of be like, when kids were doing things they weren't supposed to do, I would just kind of wander over and just be close and have proximity and hang.
Yeah, good old proximity.
And 181 days, you have higher stakes, obviously, but you also have the potential for more patience.
Yeah.
And so I would and they would tell on that. It was so fun to just, the phones was the big one, because they would just be like, sorry. And I was like, oh, for what? I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to be on my phone.
They do tell on themselves.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's so easy to get middle school.
All right. And then they what just happened? Did I just
reverse psychology? Bam.
Did I just give myself and one time a girl was trying to argue back and forth with me, and I had a reputation at the school as a substitute teacher who had subbed there a lot, and a kid at the table was like, don't try, you're no match for him. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
sweetest thing ever.
I'm making a huge difference in the lives.
Here's my lunch for the day.
Thank you very much for that. And she was unaware. She's like, what do you he's like, he's a comedian.
I
love that that's
he's
your
not like a substitute teacher. He's not a regular substitute teacher. Because, either substitute teachers are brand new folks who have never been in the classroom, who come in hot. That was substitute teaching.
When they come in like that, I'm like, bro, you gotta chill.
No, this is not a good idea. Or it's a retired teacher who's done it for a long, long time. And sometimes they come in a little bit very stern and hot as well. And it just is not the right equation for it. And so first year teachers is similar to being sort of a substitute teacher in a way of there is thoughts that I need to come in hot, I need to come in stern, I need to come in and firm and fair and consistent. But you don't gotta be, what was it? Don't smile till the holiday break or something,
I understand
or whatever.
What they mean by it, but it is just I don't like
other ways to find your
because
way.
Explain it better. We know what you're saying, but a confused mind does nothing. Explain better. You got people walking around looking stone-faced until December, and it's what we mean is how you start. You can if you start out super lenient, it's harder to put boundaries. But if you start out with boundaries, it's easier to let up a little bit. But don't smile till Christmas gag, because no.
Right.
I understand the premise behind it.
Sure.
But the message is being lost. Give some explanation.
I think you were starting to say it's that's not human.
Yeah.
That isn't how people interact.
And some people don't understand figurative language. They don't understand that you're.
Well, I guess that's what we're here for. To explain these things, right? You just did. That was great.
Everybody's busy, so they don't have time. What you just did
was perfect.
And that's the thing too. People, we're all busy as teachers. If you are a first year teacher, you are going to have to seek out help when you don't understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no shame in the questions.
There's no shame in it, but we are not going to come to you because we're all running around with our hair on fire.
Right.
We just
not all of us.
Have a
how do you think I got this
yours
way?
Burned all off.
It's I singed my hair off when it dropped something gooey on the top. I was like, let me just burn my hair.
That was when I taught science my first year, and world history, and U.S. history, and sex ed, and coaching.
I cannot imagine. Teaching sex ed to middle school, I would just melt into the
I don't know
floor.
why they do it. Anyway, we won't.
Well, that's the awkward. You have to deal with so many awkward situations as a teacher. It just don't say. My principal used to tell me, do not say anything that I cannot defend to a parent.
Yeah.
Because if you tell their kid, you little sugar honey iced tea. I can't defend, even if I agree with you that they are a little sugar honey iced tea. I can't defend that you called someone's child that. Like, I can't. But if they're upset because they're like, you raised your voice. Well, I used an authoritative voice.
Sure.
If I screamed at you, like, I can't defend you screaming because I heard you from my office, which is where they be sitting, because maybe I wouldn't have had to scream if you would have came when I asked for help. They're in here fighting. They're tussling. I need help in here. Also, that's another piece of advice. They may not come. If you call the principal, if some kids are fighting, you are not legally obligated to break up a fight.
Yeah.
All you have to do is say stop.
Sometimes you're on your own.
Stop.
You're on your own, kid.
Check your state law. I don't know if that.
I also think one last piece of advice, and this is going to be the cheesiest thing I say all day.
I love when you're cheesy. It makes me happy.
Is find like one simple thing that just like brings you joy during the day. For me, while I taught, it was my Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee.
Period, queen. Period.
It was a toasted almond iced coffee with cream only and 1 pump of mocha.
I still text that to me. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts, but that sounds really good to try.
Yeah, it was like
my joy.
It sparked joy. I love my iced coffee. You love your Starbies.
I do. I love me a good. I used to drink an ice white mocha all the time, extra whip.
Starbucks, Seattle. Let's go. Except for Howard Schultz. He's the worst.
Who?
You can send this to him.
Who?
Starbucks owner.
Oh, I was like,
he sold my basketball team. All right, this is gonna get out of hand. If we're
okay,
we're gonna get out of hand.
We're just trying to enjoy our Starbies.
I've never had a cup of coffee.
That is the wildest thing.
I know, everybody always reacts.
How old are you?
I know we're not supposed to ask
people
my
their
age,
but how much do I weigh? I'm 45.
That is the best joke. Dude some girl asked him how old was he? Well, how much?
What's your bra size? I'm bad at this.
That is amazing.
What if it's the same number? That's fun.
Oh, I don't think there's a
34. Well, not 45. Well.
Wow.
Anyway, I don't know where. I've never had coffee. Is the point?
I love when you have comedians on here.
I know people are always shocked.
So funny.
How do you wake up in the morning?
Well, just like
sad.
How do you avoid?
And not in the morning,
coffee?
Also.
So you're like,
I don't wake up in the morning. If I wake up in the morning, it's 4 a.m. in an alley, and things have gone.
Oh no. Oh no!
A little bit off the rails.
I left teaching and now I do what I want. I get to be a real human.
How have you avoided it?
Okay,
well,
so it's not people are. That's the other thing people do is not that, but people go like, "Good for you." They're not serious, but they're confused.
I feel like you haven't done drugs or something.
Like when you said it this morning, you're like, "This is early." I don't ever get up this early.
I don't, and I don't drink. I don't get up early, and I don't drink. Well, that's so. Just not. It was just taste. It was just a taste thing. And that's it.
Did you put some creamer in it? Did you get a happy coffee?
So at that point, I might as well just have. So people are like, "Okay, get like what you just described, right?" And I'm like, "Well, at that point, I'll just get a milkshake because I love milkshakes.
No.
They taste better. They're amazing. Why wouldn't I just get a
aesthetic.
milkshake? It's the same amount of calories, the same amount of sugar. I'll just get a milkshake.
Well, if you're lactose intolerant,
fair
it's
enough.
gonna be an issue.
I'll take 2 lactates and get a milkshake, but.
He's a problem solver.
And hopefully there's enough toilet paper that covers my hands.
Not if it's automatic. Not if it's automatic.
That's crazy. No coffee.
But I just didn't care for the taste, and so that's how I avoided it. And then now at this point, it feels like what are we doing here? Yeah. Why would I even?
You survived 12 years of teaching.
I'm 45 years.
Coffee.
No, not a. Now people are. You've never tried. I've tried coffee. I'm saying I've never had a cup of coffee. I've sipped. I've gone like, yeah, nope. And people go, how about this? How about you're gonna like my hazelnut.
I am bound and
determined.
determined.
And I'm like, okay, and no.
I am bound and determined.
Wow.
If we're on tour together, I'm like, Cory, I bought you a
best
nice
part
mocha.
of waking up. It's not being in jail.
Is a milkshake Guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
What a great guest.
I know.
So
this is awesome.
No 8 a.m. wake up. How many fires have we put out before 8 a.m.?
Oh my gosh.
The number does not exist.
It does not exist. I am Jess Smith, Teacher Tales of Miss Smith.
I am Honest Teacher Vibes. You can find me on all social media platforms. Tell the people where to find you.
Cory Michaelis at Cory Michaelis Comedy on all the things, Instagram, Facebook, Adult Friend Finder, whatever you do out there.
Whatever you do out there.
I just never know what they're going to say.
I know.
It's so funny.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Good luck to all of our first year teachers getting ready for their first year of school. You have this. Like, so excited for all of you.
Love you guys. Bye, besties.